All right, moving on to the Arizona Coyotes picking at number 3. And guys, I got to tell you, I'm excited to talk about this pick for the Yotes. I feel really confident in my argument on why the Coyotes should take this player, because I think it addresses a glaring organizational need, and that is the need for a number 1 center in their organization. So I have the Coyotes picking Logan Cooley at number 3 overall. So again, going back to that need for a number 1 center, I think when they drafted Barrett Hayton a few years back, they envisioned him as being a number 1 center. What we saw this year from Hayton playing under Andre Tournier is that he is going to be a really good second or third line center that can play that two-way game, kill some penalties, not put up a ton of points, but still be a very good secondary player in the middle for the Coyotes. So number 1 on Hayton, and then number 2, Nick Schmaltz, who started out his career as a centerman but had a huge year as a winger for the Coyotes. And so I think the plan will be to keep him on the wing. You have Keller on one side and Schmaltz on the other. And then this year, their first line center for a large chunk of the season was Travis Boyd. And that's obviously not a long-term fit for that organization. So I have Logan Cooley going at number 3 to the Coyotes. I think right there you identify that need as having a number 1 center that can play between wingers like Clayton Keller and Dylan Guenther for a very long time. I think Cooley to the Coyotes at 3 would be a home run for this organization as they can continue this tear-down rebuild. What do you guys think?
Well, Harper, we are 3 for 3 on the draft so far, because I also have Logan Cooley going number 3. I think for me, the top 3 was set, and it was just which order am I going to put these guys in? And I have Cooley at number 3. A lot of, for the same reasons Chad kind of mentioned about Stokowski, and that I don't really know how to evaluate players in the U.S. development program anymore. I really don't know what that means, because it's kind of the stacked team in a weak league every single year. And his production is also just not as good as some of the players we've seen come out of the development program lately, i.e. Jack Hughes, or Beniers, or I don't know. There's a handful of them. Plus, yeah, exactly. Logan Cooley is probably going, for that exact reason and for his size, will probably be in the NCAA for at least 1 to 2 years now. And that's a player that the Devils don't want to pick another player that they have to wait on. They need ready now, or they need to trade this pick. And that's why I have Logan Cooley slipped down to number 3. Although I've heard he might be the most talented player in this draft. He's got a ridiculous IQ. He's got maybe the best hands in the draft. And then on top of that, I've heard he's just as good two-way as Shane Wright. So, Arizona gets an absolute steal here at number 3. And this might be a player that I forever loathe in the league, because I might ultimately wish the Devils had picked him.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the hockey sense. You mentioned the skating too. Like, all of that combined, I think makes Logan Cooley perhaps one of the most sought after prospects in this draft, and maybe even the best when it's all said and done. I think he has the highest ceiling in the draft. I don't think that's crazy to say, but we're talking about him at number 3 here, because right now I think number 1 and 2, Shane Wright and Juraj Slafkovsky, have solidified themselves, and they fit the team needs at 1 and 2. And then I think Logan Cooley at 3 is just the best player available. And if he lives up to his potential, like I said, could be the best player from this draft. But I guess we'll just have to see. There's a lot there. But yeah, I'm agreeing with you guys at Cooley at number 3. I just think it makes sense. He's the best player, and Arizona kind of needs everything. So why not take the best player available?
It's like this player is the best player available at 3, and he fits the team needs. So it's perfect. Arizona, very happy with themselves right now.
Yeah. You know that the Coyotes would love to be at the top. They would love to pick Shane Wright. They would be very happy with that. And you know what? They pick Cooley at 3, and then they have a good chance at taking Connor Bedard at number 1 in 2023. So there you go. But Case, to your point, the Devils are in win now mode. They're looking to take the next step. So they take Slavkovsky, slides into the lineup right away. There's a good chance of that, or they deal that pick. There's no rush for Arizona. They have teared this down to the studs, and they are going to take all the time in the world. So I think Cooley would be a great pick, and let him take all the time he needs to develop into that number one franchise center that they need.
Harp, when you teed this one up, the way you said it, like, I can really defend this point or whatever. I can really defend this guy. I have a good argument for the fact that he should go third. I thought it was going to be someone else because Cooley is like the guy. You know, I thought the way you set it up, it was like going to be a crazy pick. But no, that was the guy, and it's a good pick at 3.
No, it was definitely obvious at the same time, but I just mean it was more. I felt good about the argument as far as the organizational need for the Coyotes. So anyway, that's definitely.